How's it going, live chat? Thanks, Slow Days, for confirming my worst fears. There is no stream for today's game, chat. However, we'll talk a little fire, we'll talk a little Jairo Torres, we'll talk a little Shaqiri, and in the meanwhile, I have updates for the game going live. There's already been a Gaston Jimenez goal, happened in the 3rd minute of the game. Apparently was a really far shot and struck everyone with a bit of surprise. But Gaston Jimenez on the board, and the goals are finally coming for Chicago Fire here in the preseason, although just not televised for us. Thanks, Plato. Thanks, Slow Days. Juve. Any word on Jairo coming to Chicago? Yes, it has. We finally have confirmation, total confirmation for Jairo. He has been confirmed by Chicago Fire. He will not be coming here until May the 1st. And there's a reason for that. They did not loan him back, but as terms of the deal, his contract is going to expire with Atlas FC. He's going to run out the rest of it. It'll end on May 1st, and at that point, he will fly to Chicago, and his services will be officially acquired. They're already officially acquired. The deal's done. He signed. He's a Chicago Flyer. They already got him in a Chicago Fire kit, guys. There he is. Torres is in. What number is he getting? I don't know. I think he was number 20 on Atlas. Big signing here for the Chicago Fire and Jairo Torres. So that is the latest on Jairo Torres. He's not coming till May 1st. Let us know what you think about that. Is that concerning? Does that concern you for this team's process for getting through this early season? I mean, they still have to get through early February. They have the first game on February 26th against Inter Miami. They got to get through all of March, all of April, two and a half months. And also, you don't get a preseason training with him. This guy's not going to have much rest coming from Liga MX. They're in the thick of their season at the moment, so he's going to be arriving here at Chicago with possibly some legs that might need a rest. Although, young kid, 20 years old, give him a couple weeks of a nice little summer off in Chicago, let him go hit the lake, and then, I don't really see him making too much of an impact until June, if we're really being honest about this. When is the soonest that you guys expect Jairo Torres to be able to make an impact on this team if he doesn't arrive till May 1st, and he'll be playing for Liga MX, his team Atlas FC in Liga MX for that entire period, and then he's just going to drop into MLS and be expected to play games? I could see him playing a game here too, but I feel the need for rest is going to be big for Jairo Torres, and it's going to help lead to more success here in his first season at the Chicago Fire. That kid has speed. Juve, I agree. We watched a little bit of his highlight reel, his most recent highlight reel on the channel here the other day, and one thing that stood out for me was his nose for goal and his speed to ball. He has speed to ball that some players just don't have. Like, he knows where the ball, he has great anticipation for where the ball is going to bounce, as far as a shot, a rebound, what have you, or even a canceled pass, or a defender managed to get a stick in front of that pass and a deflection occurs. He was so fast with his reads. It was awesome. It was very exciting to see. And on top of that, his explosiveness was unparalleled compared to some of the players that he was going against, and that was really exciting to see. If he could bring that over here, he's doing that now in Liga MX. Liga MX has some explosive players and even some explosive defenders who are capable of controlling these explosive players. So the fact that the Fire are going to be getting one of the very explosive players from Liga MX is very exciting. I'm loving this. So today is also confirming what I'm saying. Yes, Jairo is signed and will be here in May. So Days, you've been here forever, dude. I gotta make you a mod at some point if you're interested. But some if you're interested, and we can figure that out. But everybody, get in that Discord. hop in the show live. I want to bring on some calls today. I want to let some people toss some comments on the fire. Let me see what I did there. And as always, guys, kick that like button like it's O'Leary's lantern, like you're trying to spread the Chicago Fire throughout the nation. Kick it. Kick it. I know you guys already did. Most of my viewers, I get a lot of return viewers, and they're mostly subscribed. I get new viewers. I'm getting more and more new viewers as I've ramped up the videos as of the past few weeks, just pumping out little tiny one hits and these long form with videos. By the way, guys, check out my last stream. Had a great little stream talking Jairo Torres, Shaqiri, and then went into some Fortnite with the boys. And guys, we had a blast with some Fortnite. I think you'll get some chuckles out of it. It was entertaining. I was like, oh man, this is fun. We were having great. We're getting kills. We're getting knocks. Just flowing through the map on Fortnite. But really, it was all about the banter, and it was really fun. I think you guys will actually really enjoy it. Check it out on the last major stream. Guys, this is a little bunk today that there's no stream here. They can't even show us a little something. All right, we got a little update. Let's go check it out. So, according to Chris, who is live tweeting this, Chris Bills, thank you for courtesy of Austin FC. This match has some bite to it. You can tell the preseason is ending. Drusy has taken a couple of shots. I think that means hits, knocks, tackles. Somebody coming for his boots. Studs up. Hopefully not. You don't want to get that way in preseason. Save that for never. Don't go studs up, guys. That hurts. That's not good. You could really hurt somebody. Also, just notice Kip Keller is in street clothes, standing behind the bench. Not sure what's up with that. Kip Keller, of course, a player for Austin FC, who I'm not terribly too familiar with. Ha ha. You know what I am familiar with though? This Chicago Fire team. So freaking exciting. There is talent up and down. There's little bits of potential sprinkled in at every level. Georg Heitz has created an exciting team, albeit a team that is lacking, from my observation, lacking some veteran depth. You have loads of depth at youth level and exciting youngsters coming up. But there are positions where I think the Fire could do with adding one MLS veteran. Just somebody who would make the match day 18 for most MLS teams. That's a Fabian Herbers. We already have a Fabian Herbers. So, how do you get Fabian Herbers to the bench? Chat. Right now, I think he's a starter. Sode saying he's Jairo is 21. I bet he comes right into the 11. So, Jairo disputing my notions that this 21-year-old kid might need some rest. You might be right about that, but I think and if you are right about that, then that means they'll probably have to sprinkle in some more rest for him as the season goes on. Maybe an extra game or two off. He's going to need a week or two, seriously. I mean, if he's coming from Liga MX, you're going to need a week or two to kind of recover. Just take it easy, get everything back, and then go hard for the rest of the season MLS. Because when Shaqiri leaves for the World Cup, you're really going to have to depend on Jairo Torres and John Duran, for goals. If you're not already depending on Prishbilko. Juve saying, I'm down, big Fire fan since day one. Vamos, Chicago. Let's get a little update in the game. Nope, nothing, not much going on there too. But let's start it over for everybody who's just joining the chat. Starting 11 for Austin, Texas. Stuver in goal. Lima, Cascante, Romagna, Kolmanich, Pereira, Ring, Driussi, Fagundes, Urruti, and Cecilio. Yeah, I got some starters sprinkled in there. A lot of starters sprinkled in there for Austin. And the starting 11 for Chicago: Slonina, starter, Sekulic, Terran, Chicos, Navarro. This is almost the starting team here, guys. Slonina, Sekulic, Terran, Chicos, Navarro. That's probably your starting back line. What do you guys think in the chat? Sonina, starting goalkeeper. Sekulic, starting right back, which means John Espinoza will be the backup right back. Very exciting for him, though. Still young guy. So Sekulic, an older veteran, but also one of the better players for the Fire last year. So that right back position, I think, is locked down between Sekulic and John Espinoza. Now let's get to the center backs positions. You got Chicos and Turan locking it down, and then you got a couple players behind him that are exciting for the Chicago Fire. Let's go to the Fire roster here, just so we have that on the side. Can I just show defenders? I wish I could just show CVs. But so behind Turan is John Bornstein, Kendall Burks, Wyatt Ohmsberg. Pineda looks like he might be playing some sort of midfield position, so we can kind of maybe scratch him. I wonder if he's no longer going to be. I mean, they say it's going to be weird for a young player to concentrate at both positions. That's a lot to learn, but if you got the head and shoulders for it, man, go for it. Oh, DPG's on Discord. I'll bring it up, guys. By the way, guys, get in the Discord. What up, DPG? Wait, you sure? Yes. Yes! Fired up, DPG. What's up?
Hey, how's it going?
Dude, no live stream, so we're just talking some Fire and making do.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had to read that Jimenez scored a goal in the 3rd minute.
Mm-hmm. The banger.
From some random, I think it's called Texas Kicks or something like that.
I have this webpage pulled up from a Austin FC reporter named Bills. And we're getting the live updates, Chris Bills, from courtesy of Chris Bills. So we got these live updates going on. Not much going on. I mean, he's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's got about 8, 9, 10 tweets into the 25-minute match. So he's getting it out every 4 to 6 minutes.
Okay.
And we'll get a little update.
So exciting times to be a Fire fan.
Dude, Jairo.
You know what? And if they got these two big, because I consider these major, huge deals done.
Absolutely.
And they're still adding depth players. I think there's a rumor going around that Daniel Royer's in camp.
Mm-hmm.
And they still have a U22 spot they have to fill in.
Daniel Royer, 31-year-old Austrian winger. Played for Red Bulls recently.
Yep. He's a free agent.
Oh, that'd be a good pickup. A solid veteran that you kind of need there.
I think on Twitter the past few days, someone mentioned that, I guess the Fire were looking at a MLS veteran winger and I think another U22 player. So, we just gotta wait and see. If it's true that Daniel Royer is in camp and he's being taken a look at, then by all means, let's pull the trigger. The more depth we have on the wings, the better for the team.
Absolutely, especially if you don't think you could actually depend on Ivanov going forward. I mean, he was the guy who was kind of tabbed to show up on a wing, and if he isn't able to, and all of a sudden you're looking at Duran on the wing, I'm hearing great things about Duran. Like, you need to find a place for him to start somewhere, and if it isn't where Prishbilko is at the start at the point man, maybe you got to find him a wing spot.
Yeah, definitely. And if you saw, the past 2 streams, whenever Duran had the ball, man, that guy took off. He has speed. Unfortunately, the one thing that he might have to work on is his finishing. But that's not, nothing taken away from the goalkeepers that blocked those shots. They were pretty good saves.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, it's his first game, young kid, we've all had. You've played soccer. We've all had those games where, you're dependent on it, but bam, you just couldn't get it in. But then, bam, all of a sudden, the next few games, you get it going.
Yep.
Just got to find that flow.
So, if more importantly, I think, if it's true that Daniel Royer, if we pull the trigger on Daniel Royer, that actually helps us out because, Jairo's not showing up till May 1st.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, having Royer play the wings for now actually will be like a good stopgap until May 1st.
So FIFA has Royer listed as a striker and left mid. So that's where his two predominant positions he's played at. He could play like a striker role or a left mid, left winger type role.
Which is good. If we need, besides Casper and besides Duran, I mean I still have reservations on 04.
Mm-hmm.
But if we could add Royer as another striker, even better, more depth.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, if he has goals in him, and also I feel like that left side was. It seemed like it was kind of being penciled in as Ivanov's or who could take it over. But you bring in a guy like Royer, I think you might pencil him in as your starting left winger, and that is going to allow Shaqiri to be your number 10. You could put Duran on that right wing for right now. Let Duran earn some time, and then by the time Jairo Torres arrives in May, you're going to be able to get Duran and Prishpliko interchangeable because Duran's going to have his legs. Prishpliko's going to need a break every so often. You could insert in Jairo Torres to that. Maybe on the right wing, maybe in center mid. I don't know, but I'm still seeing Fabian Herbert starting in on this team at the moment.
Honestly, after May 1st, Jairo's going to be on the right side. Duran's going to be on the left side. Shaqiri's going to be in the attacking mid. Shabilko's going to be up top. Jimenez and Navarro are going to be in the back alongside, Sichos and Sekulic and Turan. And I don't know who else. And obviously Slonina. So we gotta, I guess it's, if anything, Ezra, has good problems, so to speak.
Yeah, Sloday's confirming that. He totally agrees with you. Sloday's saying that Ezra's going to have a glutton of options in formation and personnel here.
Because the one thing you want, and the one thing you want as a manager, is that first you got to have more than one formation, because you want your team to adapt to any situation, whether you're playing home and away. Sometimes you might have to go a little defensive. Sometimes you have to go a little bit more attacking. So this is a good problem for Ezra to have because he can mess around with the lineup. He has guys that can play multiple roles, so that by itself could throw off other teams. When they think, oh, this guy's going to play mid, he's actually playing striker, confuses defenders. It can happen.
He's going to have some play. And Oslode's chiming in saying that he doesn't see Sir Herbert starting like I do. I'm going to say this. Herbert is in the starting lineup right now. Until Jairo Torres arrives, until somebody makes a step forward from the youth, I feel like Fabian Herbert has a starting spot somewhere on this team. And at the same time, I'm okay with that. I like Fabian Herbert. I think he's a talented, good enough for MLS player. What I want is him on the bench to be my number one bench player because, damn, that is a Swiss Army knife that solves a lot of problems in a game. Like, you could be in a match, and also, somebody's just having an off day, but you could put Fabian Herbert anywhere.
So, first of all, I agree with Slow Days. Fabian, I don't see him as a starter personally, but one thing that kind of caught my attention is like I actually listened to Fabian Herbert's and Julian Gressel podcast.
Yeah. I hear that's good.
Great podcast for those of you guys that are looking for a podcast. Check it out. It's really good. So one thing he said is that he's the type of player that could play multiple roles wherever they need him.
Yes.
That's how he stays relevant.
Mm-hmm.
That's why in other words, he is the fire Swiss Army knife.
Yes.
He's the kind of guy that you want to send out in like the 61st minute or something like that when you feel that somebody has tired legs or someone's got injured. He could be that guy that could make the difference.
Mm-hmm.
But starting, there's a lot of competition for a lot of the roles.
Yes.
You can't take out Duran. You can't take out Jairo. I mean, unless they're having really awful days.
But Jairo's not going to be here till May, so we got to make
May
do for
1st.
2.5 months. We're going to have to make do.
But if you have Daniel Royer coming to the team, now you have even more competition. Because Daniel Royer could play on one of the wings,
right?
Whether it's so. And you still got Brian Gutierrez. So there's a lot of competition in the midfield. If we get Daniel Royer, and if this U22 initiative player, who knows who he is? I mean, I haven't heard anything, but depending where you put him at, if he's a midfielder, that's even more competition. If he's a striker, more competition. Center back, I think we're pretty much loaded up on center backs. Even though
I like our back line, yeah.
Yeah, I think someone said they wanted more depth on the center back, but man, how many defenders could you have?
IIRC Fabi was even a striker in college. Yeah, Fabian Herbert's played a lot of things in college. That's what makes him so versatile and makes him such a great soccer player. He's just a baller. He can play striker, mid, right wing, left wing, right back. You can play him in goal, I'm sure, for a couple minutes if you needed to. Just dude gets soccer. Exciting stuff about Daniel Royer that you were just talking about. He's got a 4-star weak foot per SoFIFA and 4-star skill moves. So we got another cheeky skiller coming in to mesh with Shaqiri and maybe create some magic in that final third, finally, that the Fire have been lacking.
But again, this is just a rumor that's been going around on Twitter for the past few days. I know someone even showed a picture of a Red Bull player running in the back. You couldn't see his name, but this is just a rumor. I'm just going based on what I'm reading on Twitter. For the most part, all these rumors have hit spot on. So who knows? But it also depends, how much Royer wants for a contract. You have to look at the budget constraints and all that, and the salary cap, more importantly.
So Slowday's asking about Shaqiri and if he's going to be leaving for the World Cup after the season. I thought that's why we were starting the season here in February, is what Slowdays is saying. I think you're right. I'm looking at the webpage. It looks like the Final Fire games are in October, and I'm pretty sure the World Cup starts in November, middle of November. So it seems like MLS will be trying to finish up prior to the World Cup. However, put yourself in Shaqiri's shoes. Let's put ourselves in Shaqiri's shoes here. Chicago are making a run. By the way, we're not predicted to do well here. Right now, if you want to place your bets for Chicago Fire to make the playoffs, right now make it, because right now media is setting it up. This media is setting it up for us to make some money here, I think. So heads up on the betting aspect. But go on.
I was going to ask about that. So I was actually looking at DraftKings.
Yeah.
So if the Fire actually win the MLS Cup and you put a $25 bet, you're going to win $2,000.
I'm going to do that right now live on. We're going to DraftKings right now.
I think the odds are like 8,000 plus, and you put a $20, $25, bet for the Fire to win the MLS Cup. That's $2,000 right there.
I'm gonna put it on Fire for U.S. Open Cup. Let's see what I could do here for Fire. So Miami versus Fire, dude. Miami are getting positive money on game 1. I'm putting $5 on it right now, maybe 10. Fire are getting great money, but a draw seems possible versus this Miami and Chicago. All of a sudden, we're getting to the betting of it. Let's fucking go. Get locked in. Oh, Jack and we got mods getting your bet locked in. Absolutely, guys. So I'm thinking Fire top 7. Right now, people are saying Fire are going to make 11th. They were 11th last year with a far inferior roster. The power at the top end of the roster was not nearly what it is with Shaqiri, with Jairo, with Prešpilko, with Duran. What we had here last year, even with this excitement that Stojanovic provided, wasn't enough. I think we got enough this year to make some noise. And with the media doubting us as they are, time to make some money on the betting, boys and girls. So let's see what we could do.
And the thing about MLS is that, besides the whole Toronto-Seattle back and forth thing, MLS is kind of up for grabs for anyone. Mm-hmm. I mean, you seen, shield holders, get knocked out in a semi-conference, So MLS, I always say is MLS sometimes every year is up for grabs.
The parity, the player movement is part of that. there's problems with free agency, but then there's cool things like Royer ending up, here's Slode saying, Royer would be a fantastic signing for Chicago Fire. Very creative. Surprised that New York Red Bulls let him go. That'd be a little bit harder to pull off in some other leagues, but pulling him over to the Fire, a good, talented MLS player, I think that's a great move.
And the thing is, at a $25 bet, it's nothing. You know, that's probably what you spend on a, one day at a bar.
Mm-hmm.
You know, on a special day, like on a Tuesday, half off, whatever. So you never know. $25. Next thing you know, you're in November, beginning of the first week of November, excited that the Fire are going to the MLS final, and you actually, besides the fact the Fire winning, you might actually win some cash out of it. So why not?
I'm trying to find some team futures. Here we go. This is what I want. Team future, Chicago Fire. Where are you? Oh my God, 8,000. Let's just put $5 wins 400 if they win the league. So there's that done. All right, boom. Give me 1 second here, chat. Oh, fuck. All right, I'm going to let you run the show here for a second here, DPG, with Slow Days, Huve, and Jack, and whoever else is in the chat. I'll be right back. I'm trying to get this bet going here because, dude, these odds for Chicago Fire, $5 to win $400. Yeah, I'll take that lotto ticket. Why not? Right? That's a Leicester lotto ticket. 5 to 5,000.
And this is the thing. I'm not a gambling man. I've only been at a casino maybe once or twice in my lifetime.
Yeah.
But to place a bet on the Fire for the beginning of the season to win MLS Cup, why not?
Yeah.
It is what it is.
I just think the Fire are going to win more than we're getting picked early on in the season. I think the Fire are going to be some money you can make. Like, this is right now. What we're seeing is there's doubt, and just like the Bulls, guys, just like the Bulls early season, you could make money off of the media's doubt of the Bulls and DeMar DeRozan, who's going to be the MVP for the Bulls this year, and they're gonna challenge to win the championship. Like, that's the type of thing you got to find. There's the edge. Right now, we know the Fire are better than the media are predicting. However, we also know they're not going to be the greatest. So, hedge your bets in that, right?
Yeah, I mean, it could be, these are the options. It could be another season, maybe you won't make the playoffs. It could be we actually do make the playoffs. We get knocked out early, aka 2017 style. Or it could be we go deep into the playoffs, but we get knocked out in either in the conference finals or the semifinals, or it could be a Cinderella story.
It could be. Look at this team. And that's what Chicago needs to bring the Fire back. Dude, if they have a Cinderella story, that narrative puts the Fire back on the map in the city of Chicago. I guarantee. Hey, DPG, run the show for me for a minute. I'll be right back.
You got it.
Thanks, brother.
All right. So for FC Neo Tokyo, there is a lot of optimism, with a lot of the fans because we actually are adding pieces. We're spending money. We're getting better quality players. We're not, looking at the clearance bin for players. And for the most part, these are pieces that the team needs. We need a winger, we need an attacking mid, and I think from what I've heard, there's more pieces coming in. So the team is just getting better and better. Obviously, the team needs time to gel together. You can't just, get a team together in a matter of weeks and expect them to play like a well-oiled machine. So the first few weeks might be a little tough, but I could see them by mid-season. They could be on a winning streak. They could, they could have really exciting games. We just gotta wait and see. Plus, we also have a new coach, Ezra Hendrickson, that for the most part, he's been part of successful teams. He's been part of successful management setups. So, he brings that experience with him, which makes it even better. Yeah, I mean, everybody else is getting stronger. That's always going to be, the expectation of this league. Some teams spend more than others. Some people, you have your also, but at the same time, you also have your Kansas City where they don't spend a whole lot, but they know how to really play with what they got. we, like anything else, this league, it's for anybody's taking. So we just gotta wait and see. But it's good to feel as a Fire fan. It's right now you're probably feeling really good because they're making. I don't know. I don't remember the last time they spent this much on a season. I don't think we ever spent this much on a season. I think someone brought the tally up. We had it's like 7 million on Shaqiri, 6 million on Jairo Torres alone. That's 13 million one season. And I think you spent 1.9 million on Duran. I think 2 or 3 million on Federico Navarro. So so it's been a lot of money spent. This is the most money I've seen this team spend, and I started following this team back in 2010. So this is the most I've seen them spend. And,
DPG, didn't you become a season ticket holder kind of around then too?
Around 2011, I became a season ticket holder.
Right, you've been one for the last decade.
Yeah. So the funny thing is that I at the time, I had a friend that she knew I liked soccer, so she decided to take me to a Fire game, and I sat in Section 8, and I got hooked up on it. I joined the environment. So, and this is coming from a guy that used to bash MLS back in the day, way before I even became a season ticket holder. I got hooked up on it, and then next thing I know is the following season I signed up for season tickets. So, and that's after that, it was a wrap.
Dude, the Fires, when me and my brother were season tickets when they were in Bridgeview, we stopped when they moved to Soldier Field, but gosh, we loved every game we went to. Every game we brought friends to. They always had a blast before and in the beginning of the game. At the end of the game, there was quite a few times where we had a great time, but what made that Fire special was the community, the pregame, bringing everybody going rah rah rah. Right now, this is finally that next step that we needed as fans, because we already had the good stuff going on. Now we need that on-field product that we expected to arrive when Schweinsteiger came. We didn't get it though. Wasn't as consistent. Didn't land with a soft enough thud. It just was boom out. Now I think we're gonna have something here for the next 2 to 3 years that's really gonna spark up this fan base and create a fervor and a desire for Chicago Fire soccer in the city from fans like we've never seen before.
So and the thing too is going back to what you mentioned about community is that you meet a lot of great people. I got the pleasure of meeting Patrick Stanton. I actually met him when he used to work at the Globe. And I happened to go there one day to get a drink. Met Freddie Colwell when I used to work at TSA at O'Hare. He was flying out to an away game, and you meet a lot of good people along the way, in the community. And you meet some crazies too,
Oh yeah, so, you definitely do. I don't even want to talk about he who should not be named. I don't know, if you guys follow the show from years and years, for the years and years that the show has been existent, you know who he should not be named. It's just
I was
too much.
Funny story. I was there when AK had a little town hall meeting at the Atlantic.
Yeah.
This is a couple of years ago, and as much as AK gets, they people throw him under the bus, and they're very negative sometimes on
Atul Kolsa.
Yeah. He unfortunately had he basically had to be the face for Andy Hoffman.
Oh my gosh, yeah. That's like trying to be the face of I can't even say it.
He had to be the face of the team, and you felt bad for the guy.
That's like trying to be the face of Spectre. There you go.
So
down for Section 8 Prez, by the way. Oh God, no, FC Nokia. No. Jack saying he put $5 on the Fire to win it all. Slow Day saying I lost $5 on the penny slots in under 5 minutes. I don't gamble. Well, I say take a shot on the Fire this season. Couple games, I think you'll make a couple bucks. MLS is on the rise. Right now, Juve saying NFL ranks as the number 1, NBA number 2, MLS number 3, and what? Baseball number 3, and MLS is number 4 in the You're saying that we've passed by NHL?
Yeah. I think I heard something like that MLS has passed or it's about to fully pass NHL.
Wow. And, well, that's the big thing about Chicago. Chicago is rabid about the Blackhawks. We are when they're good. And when the Blackhawks aren't good, they're not as rabid. So, NHL fervor might be calming down here.
And not to mention that MLS is passing up some of these baseball teams.
That's incredible.
Terms of attendance.
But baseball's gotten so stale and so boring. I'm a baseball fan. And really, the only way I want to keep up with baseball is through clips because I can't stand watching 162 9-inning game. I just can't. I can't.
Yeah.
I can't do it anymore.
You got to be really dedicated to do that. And, the thing is, baseball, if your team is winning, if the Cubs or Sox are winning, or, I'm a Cubs fan. So if the Cubs are winning, it's a little exciting to catch a game every now and then. And it gets even more exciting in the playoffs. But to sit there through a regular season and there might be...
DPG?
Yeah, I'm here.
Yeah.
That was weird. So, yeah. So, we'll see. I mean, baseball itself, I think they might even have a strike this season.
Yeah, that's the other thing. That actually might help the game in a way because it actually might hurt the game. It could go both ways. If there's no baseball to watch, people are going to go other things to watch, and they're going to realize, oh, I like watching Shaqiri win with the Fire. Oh, I like watching over here NBA, the DeMar DeRozan win with the Bulls. They're going to find other things. Firestream, so, what up? What up, Sober? What up, artist? By the way, everybody, kick that like button like it's O'Leary's lantern so we could burn down the YouTube algorithms and let Chicago Fire take over and spread like the flames that we need them to. Also, subscribe to Spitting Fire. We name change, guys. We're no longer Spitting Fire YT. Tell everybody. Spread the word. Hey, you want to know where to talk Fire? You want to know where to get the discussion? You want to know where to have awesome, fun community where you can talk live radio, bring on your comments, toss a comment on the Fire? It's right here, Spitting Fire. So click that like button, spread the algorithm, burn it down to the ground. Let's go, Fire fans. Let's go, Travel Team. Greatly appreciate your guys' support as we make our way towards 700 subscribers. Can you believe it? Let's go. Sorry, DPG.
And no, and on that note, I'll be right back.
All right. We got AK saying "Vamos Fire." We got FC Neo saying the league is really growing now. You just get punished for being dumb. And look at FC Charlotte. Look at FC Cincinnati. Punished for being dumb. You want to see a team that wasn't punished for being dumb? Minnesota FC came in, made a few mistakes, had a couple wobbly moments, but damn, have they solidified into a good, solid quality MLS team really quickly. So hopefully that remains to be seen for Cincinnati and Charlotte. Juve saying chemistry goes a long way. Fire have everything going for them. I'm excited, especially because they got a lot of these guys in at the start of the season. You got your Shakiris in, you got your Durans in, you got the core of your team in for the beginning of the season. Yeah, we didn't get Jairo Torres in time. He'd be arriving on May 1st, but still, getting him into the fold earlier would help, but the fact that they got this whole team into the fold earlier, gonna significantly help. Let's check back into the game right here. I believe it was halftime. By the way, chat, kick that like button so we could burn down the YouTube algorithms and tell more people about Spitting Fire YT. Spitting Fire retweets are always greatly appreciated. Whenever you guys help support the show, it helps us grow and it helps Chicago Fire grow. And when you guys fan the Flames, it does so much. Greatly appreciate it. 1-0 here, Chicago at halftime. Just an early brain fart is the difference. Good to get that out of the way now. Fire have had the better chances for the pair of the teams, save for a nice span in the middle of the half, per Chris Bills. Awesome. Nobody's warming up. Don't think we're going to see any changes yet at halftime. They're running the starters. They're trying to get them, 50, 60, 70 minutes. They said maybe 60 minutes or so. That's what I expect. 52 to 60 minutes probably when start bringing it on. By the way, let's get back into some more betting here too, guys. That was so fun talking Chicago betting. I want to bet this very first game here. FC Neo saying, ha 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 ha. Yeah, you know, FC Neo is a OG. You know, FC Neo, you definitely. Slow Day saying, ha ha. Yes, MLS has surpassed NHL and will probably pass baseball in the next 5 years. I mean, they could pass baseball in the next 2 years, especially in the city of Chicago. Get this, if there's a lockout combined with a Shaqiri championship this season. Oh, that brings me back to my thought, though. I wanted to ask you guys in the chat. So, say you're Shaqiri, you're 30, 31 years old, you have a World Cup to go and try and win. Here, do they reduce how realistic are the Swiss chances to go far in the World Cup? It doesn't matter. Even if you don't win it, you want to go as far as you can in the World Cup. So how highly will Shaqiri value his body and his ability to go play hard in the World Cup versus trying to go win an MLS Cup with Chicago, say in the midst of October and early November, just before the World Cup? What type of mindset is Shaqiri going to be in? Is he going to want to go get a trophy at MLS simultaneously while trying to go play hard at the World Cup? Or is he going to prioritize? What do you guys think in the chat? Do you think that Shaqiri might prioritize the World Cup if the Chicago Fire make it to the playoffs this season? Let us know. Curious about that. FC Neo saying that the Cubs already won. We don't need baseball anymore. So baseball can die because the Cubs have won the World Series. So per FC Neo Tokyo. So just like in Back to the Future, MLB can just dissolve it's completed itself. The Cubs won. You could pack it in, go home, guys. No, I don't think so. They've got so many players in so many leagues. Baseball has a great thing going, and I really wish that the baseball model could be spread to more sports like soccer and to hockey, football, where you have players that are good enough to eventually make the big leagues, earning money and getting to play and practice on smaller teams. But the pay really needs to somehow get fixed there. With MLB making so much money, maybe they could afford to distribute more funds to the lower leagues to help out all these players getting a chance to make the big leagues and then increase the viability of the big leagues. But here's the other thing. Big leagues tend to be built on stars. If these stars are getting replaced year after year, that's not something they want. The MLB and the big leagues don't want a churn. They want a slow burn. NFL. Look at the NFL. Slow burn of Tom Brady, where we've had it all to the point where it finally was put out this year. Same thing with Aaron Rodgers. We don't like leagues that have stars that are there for half a season or a season and are gone. We like leagues that have stars with length. So something to think about there. Cubs already won, blah, blah, blah. Oh, Danny saying Fire Stream. Goat Stream. Let's go, boys. Let's go. Kick that chat. Kick it. Kick that like button. By the way, no changes in the lineup to start the second half. Let's do a little refresh. Thank you, Slow Days. 50th minute, Gabrielson, Hosen, and Valencia and Finlay are now warming up for Austin. It's still the same 11. Confirmed by Slow Days. Thank you. Slow Days saying that 7.5 mil on Jordan Shaqiri, 6 mil on Jairo Torres, 5 mil on Federico Navarro, 1.9 mil and up to 2.5 on John Duran, 1.15 gam on Kasper Prichbilko. This team has come out to... Joe gave Georg Heitz the transfer kit. He said, here, make this team better and do what you can. Here it is. Here's the money. Here's 30 million, 30 million. Do something with this team. Just came out that Royer is in Austria. Tyrus says it is fake news. So that is sad to hear about Royer. Maybe he is not in the fold for the Chicago. That would have been a great little MLS veteran to pick up and greatly help out the Wings. But him not being here will keep that door open for a player like Ivanov, for a player like John Durant, and also create any holdups, say, when Jairo Torres arrives in May. Because you're going to have to find a place for John Duran. You're going to have to find a place for Jairo Torres, for all these players. FC Neo Tokyo say, I do love the sport of baseball, but honestly, I just check August 1st where the Cubs are in the standings and then watch or not based on that. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel. I'll tune in every so often during the season for maybe a game. And when it comes to baseball, my fandom is like, I'll catch somewhere about 2 to 5 games a season before the playoffs. And in person, I'll try to go get to one out there as well because I love going to a ball game. It's just fun going, being there. Watching it, I enjoy too, but I can't consume too many. I can consume way more soccer. I can consume way more football. I can consume way more Bulls basketball. All of those things are much higher on my list than baseball. But at the same, baseball reminds me of my dad, reminds me of my grandpa, reminds me of my grandpa played ball. So I mean, it's just like he didn't make the big leagues, but was a little close there. But back in the day, it was a little bit different compared to what it is now. The type of players and the things behind. I know players that almost made the big leagues here. I got a buddy I went to school with who was drafted by the Yankees. In fact, the Barstool Sports was talking about him the other day, so you could go check that out. That was really cool. He was talking about what I was speaking about earlier, just the way that MLB and their lower leagues are set up. It's a good idea, but it needs improvement, especially the way they pay players and the way they support players in the off season, so these guys can go out there and do their thing. They need to figure that part out. By the way, guys, love that you guys are hanging out here, talking Chicago Fire, talking baseball, talking Chicago sports. It is so fun. Greatly appreciate you guys kicking that like button. Oh, man, you guys have all kicked that like button. You're trying to burn YouTube algorithms to the ground, aren't you? You little fire starters. Wow, love it. By the way, guys, I don't know if you know, but the very first Chicago Fire fan-made NFT is out there. It's not going to last much longer. It's only $30. It's going to be gone lickety-split. Should you purchase today, $10 of that will be donated directly to the Fire for Food campaign. And you will also have kickstarted the process for the next step of the phase, in which we would release the next batch of numbers, which would be 2 through 99, to the rest of the Fire fans. There's only going to be 98 of those. There's only 98 available besides this one. This will be 99. There's 99 items available. That's all there will be, which means only 99 fans can actually have something. You could sell it to another fan. You could transmit it. But the idea behind this is somebody buys this first one, we're going to donate $10 to charity. It's going to start the next phase. Once we get to that next phase, there's going to be a little bit more money donated to charity for as far as we get this thing going. This is just to see how this thing is going. This is an NFT. The latest craze with the kids, I say get in on the ground floor now before these things go up. Especially with this one. This is the very first one. Selling it for dirt cheap. I don't think it's going to get any cheaper than this. I think it's going to go up in value. You might be able to flip this to your buddy at the Chicago Fire thing. If he wants to, once Twitter comes out with it, Twitter's coming out with a way for you to be able to display your NFTs. Show it. Show your Chicago Fire fandom. And you're going to have this sick freaking icon in your page that shows you're the #1 Fire fan. And there's no other one like it out there. It can't be. It's done. It's minted. It'll get minted in the process and all this stuff. So check this out, guys. Make there can only be one footballer. There can only be one. Whoever's the first, it will be #1. And that's the great thing. If you don't want to be #1 anymore, you could say, hey, I'll flip it to you for 0.02 Ethereum, 0.03 Ethereum. And then all of a sudden, bam, you do that. Now, here's the kicker, which we're trying to figure out if this is possible. Now, this has to do with phase 2 of the process, once we get this very first one sold. But because of these are resellable, every time it's sold again, we get a portion of that money. And guess what we're going to do with that portion of that money, guys? Donate it right to the Fire for Food campaign. Like, literally, this is a never-ending campaign here. With these NFTs, the way it's going to work is it's a never-ending charity. Say you don't want your NFT anymore, you want to sell it to somebody else, you sell it to them. A portion of those profits are automatically brought to our bank account, and then we take that portion and we move it directly to the Fire for Food every standard amount of weeks or so, because it will build over time, like the account, if you guys are making moves. So check it out. Get it right now while it's hot. Spitting Fire #1 NFT, the very first piece of Spitting Fire merch The very first one. Who's going to get it? I don't know. I'm excited to see. I've thought about buying it like 60 million times. I'm like, I don't know what. But at the same time, me and the Chicago artist who's behind this, he's already been visible in this stream, by the way. He popped up here. We got an awesome little Chicago artist who's behind this. And so it's all local. And get this, it all supports local. So you win by getting an NFT. The Fire for Food campaign wins because they're getting a donation, and Spitting Fire wins and by you supporting the channel and helping us grow. That's really what the purpose is, guys. We want to grow right now. We've been stagnant here for a number of years, for a number of months now. We want to get this channel pumping. We want to get this community like a fire, flowing, pumping, while we get to enjoy this beautiful Chicago Fire here, played here on the lakefront with Shaqiri, Jairo Torres. Create something that's so fun for everybody to come into and play. Where Chicago people are, we don't hear Chicago Fire on the radio. Well, guess what? I got the Discord. Hop on the Discord, toss your comment on the Fire, let us know how you feel, and let's get it going. Let's get it going. That's why I'm putting out the Discord. Oh, you're afraid to hear your voice? Boo-hoo. Grow up. Be a man. Be a person. Communicate. You don't have to hide behind your screen. We love to hear from you. We want to hear your pretty voice here at Spitting Fire. You got something to say about the Fire that we like, we don't like, we might hate? Who cares? Say it. Come out and say it. That's what we're here for. That's what fandom is about. That's what fandom is about, guys. I'm here to tell you, fandom is about the way you want to fan. Here's the thing. If you don't want a fan to come on and talk about the Fire, you don't have to. Hide behind your screen and talk in the live chat. That's what you want a fan. That's fandom. If you think the team isn't doing good enough, that's fandom. If you think the team's doing great, that's fandom. It all flows into supporting this team and pushing the Fire to be better and upwards and onwards, to get to the top of that table, to win the trophy and bring it back for us here in Chicago. And we feel like we are a part of the process. That's what fandom is. So guys, kick that like button, burn down the YouTube algorithms, subscribe to Spitting Fire, and who's going to be the very first Spitting Fire fan or Chicago Fire fan to pick up the very first Chicago Fire NFT? Don't know. I'm very curious. It's going to be exciting. And then it's going to kickstart the next process that is going to do so much good for this community. We're going to introduce thousands of dollars because of this initiative, guys. Like, this will create things. Like, you guys have no idea what the very first purchase this NFT will create is it's going to be like starting a bick or starting a match and throwing that match on a pile of leaves, and that pile of leaves turns into the Great Chicago Fire, and all of a sudden we're taking over YouTube. So let's fucking go, travel team. Let's get it going. Sorry for the holy cow long-winded ad, but damn, I love hanging out with you guys. I love the chat. I love the mods. Love you guys. It is so fun talking Chicago Fire with you guys. You guys make this so special. You guys make the channel. Like, without you, anybody could talk Fire, but it's the community that grows around that, the travel team that's able to bring more people in to the fold as well. You talking about, oh, I was having fun over, hanging out at the chat, talking Chicago Fire with so-and-so and so-and-so, and they were there, and that guy was there. And we have some fun people stopping by here. So, digging it. Let's check on the game, get a little live update, see if there's anything changed. 55th minute, a pair of free kicks for Driussi. He sends them both into the wall.
Speaking of fun people, I'm back.
What up, DPG? Right now, Fire up 1-0. Got a lot going on in the chat. White Sox look great this year as well, saying Juve. I am so excited about the White Sox. Been excited for the White Sox the last 2 seasons, to be honest. And last season was ooh, yeah. And then they got La Russa, and everybody was like, I don't know. But they showed up. They did well. I think that this season, White Sox got a chance to win it all, and I'm putting money on it right now, guys. Let's get that going.
That's if there's baseball this season.
Oh, God. Yeah, that might be a wasted bet. You got to think this. There's going to be... Here's the way I think. There's going to be a shortened season. And that shortened season might set the pace for the future. The White Sox are not getting great money to win it all, but 5 wins 60. I'm in. I believe in my White Sox. I'm a White Sox guy. I do like the Cubs. Fancy the Cubs too. Chicago time. But when they play the White Sox, it's all White Sox for me.
Well, the Cubs are going through a rebuilding phase. So.
Yeah.
And keep in mind, rebuilding phases in baseball, it's a lot different than soccer. In soccer, you can pretty much get it done in one season. In baseball, it's like the whole entire process of getting players in the farm system, bringing those players up, making moves, making trades. And it could span like 2 or 3 seasons before you actually have your legit core team.
I'm hearing Tyrus made a comment. We'll take a look at that. Juve saying, screenshot about the NFT. That's not how it works. You go ahead and try to take a screenshot. That'll be fine. But the NFT, you own it. It's delivered to you. Nobody else can have it. Even, they take a little thing. But the way that YouTube is going to have these NFT displays, it's going to be unique. Twitter. The way that Twitter is going to have these NFT displays is going to be unique. So they're not going to be able to tell that. They're going to be able to tell that you are the owner of that NFT. Trust me. It's coming. It's going to be awesome. Slow Day saying to Mr. Santoya, last I saw, we were up 1-0 from a wonder strike from midfield from Gaston. Yes, that is still holding true, boys and girls, in the chat travel team. And then, oh wow, he did something for once, talking about Gaston. Guys, I'm hearing Gaston is interested. I'm hearing Gaston is aware. He's focused this season, unlike the past 2 seasons. They're seeing a different Gaston Jimenez in the camp this season. That's what I'm hearing.
Kind of makes you wonder what Ezra and George Heights actually told him prior to re-signing him. What conversations took place. Because I mean, Ezra doesn't strike me as the kind of guy that'll take it easy on players. He strikes me like the kind of guy that he'll want 110% all the time.
Ezra strikes me as a guy that he doesn't have favorites. He runs a ship where effort will lead you, and putting in the work will lead to success. And he'll put you in those positions. And if you can't produce, he's going to put somebody else in that position. But however, that remains to be seen. This dude's an assistant coach. He's going to have to make some hard decisions. However, he's been around people who have made harder decisions. So I'm hoping that lends him some help.
And he might have taken those decisions to the player themselves.
Yes, exactly. Great point, DPG.
He might have been the guy like, hey, look, we had a talk, and unfortunately, because of this, we're going to have to, trade you or not re-sign you or whatever.
Tyrus just commented on Bogart's Chicago spending money comment with an OxyClean gif saying, but wait, there's more.
That's what I'm saying is that, Uncle Joe, he's opening up that wallet. He wants to spend. He wants this team to be competing versus Seattle, versus Toronto, versus NYFC, versus LAFC. He wants to be in the top 5. He's tired of being in the dead last. He wants to spend money, and he's gonna get it. So,
Mansueto's he's making a statement to become the best owner in all of Chicago. Right now, the best GM in all Chicago is AK over for the Bulls. Arturas Konosarvis, or however you say his name. But Georg Heights, with these last few moves, I don't know if he's learned from the mistakes that he's made, but he's finally seems like he's putting together a team that Nelson Rodriguez just could not. These pieces match up, and not to mention there's depth behind those pieces in a way that was not here before. This team makes sense. It's got a good team built. It's just missing 1 or 2 MLS veterans in a few choice spots, maybe 1 or 2, but beyond that, I really am liking the way this team's built.
I think, as far as like a starting 11, we're pretty much there. Mm-hmm. Maybe one more piece as as kind of a sort of a backup. Maybe that's where Daniel Royer comes in. But as a starting 11, we're pretty much there. Now, as far as Mansueto spending like crazy, by all means, keep going. We're having a great time, just watching all these transfers happen. But at the same time, it's also putting the rest of the league on notice, saying, hey, I'm going to spend money. I'm going to make this team a lot better.
Absolutely. And the way that... I'm sorry, and the way that Georg is doing it too, he's not just going and getting the three DPs, and boom, that's it. Dude, he's trying to find those gam guys, top-end roster guys that he could get that could be DPs, that are good enough to be DPs, but are still cheap enough to bring into the fold per MLS rules. So that's exciting. 63rd minute, sloppy preseason soccer. Austin not moving the ball quick enough against the Fire press, resorting to long balls in the attacking third. Not sure if it's fitness or just sluggish after Wednesday, but the Fire seem like they're putting up a better effort than Austin FC at the moment per Chris Bills. Go on.
So another thing too, keep in mind is, this is probably the most the Fire have spent on one season throughout the whole entire existence, and in terms of transfers.
Even with Bastian Schweinsteiger,
it was like a 3.5. Was it? I think they either got Bastian on a free transfer or they agreed on something very small amount.
It was 3.5 to 5 million, somewhere in that range.
Yeah. But now look, 6 million alone on Jairo Torres, 7 million alone on Shaqiri, 1.9 million alone on Duran, and you could even add the 3.5 or the 3 mil that he spent on Federico Navarro, these past 2 seasons. So we're making moves.
And all of a sudden, we were a couple months ago, we're complaining we're looking at this team like there's not enough here, but literally today we're looking at this team like, wow, they actually acquired enough on paper to do something here, especially with Jairo Torres coming in May. I mean, that's an acquisition. Basti was free per slow days, confirmation there.
Yeah, so look at that. So, Mansueto has made a statement to the fans saying, I'm willing to spend money. You tell me, and he's not asking, go look at the clearance bin for items. He's asking me, which are the best guys I can get.
Yeah, and I have Fire fans all of a sudden going like, whoop, hello. So they're saying it's cool to see Pavel and Campos welcoming Torres to Chicago. Love seeing the old players come back in any way to the team. I love seeing that. That's great. Windy City Football saying, I've been so close to buying that NFT so many times. Somebody might beat you at Windy City Football. Somebody's going to beat you. There can only be one footballer. Who's going to be the one who kick-starts that Fire? Because honestly, that is going to lead to some incredible things for the community if you start that Fire. Do you want to start that Fire? Do you want to help end the Chicago Fire for Food campaign by making enough money to crush it before the season even begins in 7 sleeps? Then think about getting the very first Chicago Fire NFT over here on Rarible. I say I would get it right now. I've almost gotten it. But what we're trying to do is we're trying to see if there's a market for this. And if there is a market for this, we can use this to greatly enhance the community and help the Fire for Food campaign finish before the season begins and then start a new campaign. And then also with the resales of these, ideally, if those resales, whatever comes to that will basically be donated right to the Fire for Food. So this is a never-ending Fire for Food campaign, guys. And should the Fire for Food campaign not have the ability to be donated, we just donate to the Chicago Food Depository. That's it. Boom. We're get the money to where it needs to go is what we are talking about here at Big Fire. So be the first Chicago Fire fan to get the very first Chicago Fire NFT. Strike now while it's cheap. It ain't gonna get cheaper than this, guys. This is the cheap one, and also you get the pride of knowing you kickstart something great. You donated. You got something in return. You donated to the Chicago Fire for Food campaign, and you help support the Chicago Fire Spitting Fire channel upwards and onwards with our very first merch, guys. Oh my God, I can't tell you how much it'll mean to us. We are so excited. Me and the Chicago artist behind this. He's already made an appearance here in the chat earlier. He is awesome, by the way. I've known him since he was in his mama's belly. Good guy, real good guy. Also an Ivy Leaguer, so real smart dude too. So they're saying I'm too old to understand NFTs. Well, just let me tell you this. I'm giving you a piece of merch that you don't have to put inside of your house, which is going to take up space, which only like for 10 years to be later, you're going to look at it and you're going to be like, oh, I got to throw this away. I'm giving you something digital that is forever. And say you don't want it anymore, you don't have to throw it away. You could say, hey, you want this for $30? You want this for $60 to one of the other crazy Fire fans out there, one of the awesome, amazing, fervent, rabid Fire fans out there who want to show that the Fire means something to them. There's going to be somebody out there because I'm out here. You're out here. Everybody in the chat's out here. There's going to be someone out there who wants that. I guarantee I want it. So be the number one.
And I'm a sucker for memorabilia, so
This is memorabilia.
You know,
This is not going away. And not to mention, you're going to be able to display this in your Twitter profile sometime in the next few months here once they release this NFT display. It's coming, guys. It's coming. So I say hop on now and make a win-win-win situation where you win, you get the very first Chicago Fire NFT. You help the Chicago Fire for Food campaign win by giving them a donation. And you help the Chicago Fire Spitting Fire channel win by getting our first piece of merch and letting us know that we got the support of the community, because we already got support of the chat. We love you guys. You guys are incredible. We've been here for almost 4 or 5 years, guys. It's been awesome along the way. So many channels have come and gone. So many Fire podcasts coming on. We love bringing you guys on here. We love bringing those guys on here. This is where we want to bring everybody in to talk Fire.
Now, speaking of memorabilia, did you get a chance to see Tony Presero's amazing jersey collection?
Yes, I did. I showed it off in one of our past videos. I'll pull it up. I'll pull that video up. Here.
That man has enough jerseys to make a museum, a Fire museum.
It was an entire closet. And a big closet. Where is this? We're going to find this. This is after
And
that.
this man had he had an autograph. He had basically all of his jerseys were autographed by. You had guys, Cuauhtemoc Blanco, Sega, Mike McGee, which I really like. Mike McGee is one of my favorite Fire players.
Oh, love Mike.
Bastian Schweinsteiger, and I think the only autographed items I have is I do have an autographed Bastian Schweinsteiger poster autograph, and I think from a couple of years ago I had the Meet the Team event autograph poster from 2015.
Oh, that's good.
I think the only one I have the only autograph that's probably of some note is Sean Johnson's. So there was David Accam. I think Kappelhoff was in there too. So there's some decent names on there, but
I've been in private with Piotr Nowak so many times, and I've never gotten his autograph or picture. I've hung out with Piotr so many times, and I've never gotten his autograph or picture. But hey, I keep up with him. We talk. So Piotr's doing good over in Poland, guys. So that's awesome. But that's so funny with the people we make, the friends we make along the way. Look at this jersey, guys. Look at these jersey collections of this guy. I love that far left one. The yellow kit's cool. I don't know if you see what I got up here, DVG. I'm showing this whole video.
Let me see. Let me go live.
Make sure you mute so you don't.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Klopaz in the number 41.
He has a baby blue. That's like the holy grail of Fire jerseys.
Let us in the chat know which your guys' favorite jerseys. I love the original, just Fire on the white crest. That's what I got for this NFT. That's my favorite one.
I also like that white one he has. The ones that's white and navy blue with Fire on it. Mm-hmm. The one Coppolas is wearing. I like that one.
My favorite new one is the Chicago sleeve, all black, Chicago flag sleeve.
Yep.
That's my favorite one in the last 10 years, I'd say. That's my number one.
Yeah, you know what? I have that jersey. I haven't worn it. But I'm hoping for another Chicago themed, flag themed jersey, for next year. The Lakefront jersey is pretty good.
It's okay. It's better up close. It doesn't look so good in like when they're showing it from afar, but when you see it in person and you see it up close, it does look good. You could see the inlay, but it doesn't show up on camera as well.
Yeah. I want them to bring a baby blue jersey, which I think they said they might do that.
The away jersey is so close to that. It's very close.
Yeah.
With its weird stripe. Guys, which one do you like jersey? Do you like more? Do you like the away baby blue white stripes kit, or do you like the brand new water tower kit more? Which is your number one kit right now? Windy City saying, I want to buy the new jersey. I usually wait for the end of the season sale, but I fear the sponsorless jersey won't be an option by then. So you want to get a jersey without a sponsor? I think that they're going to send it out with sponsors. I saw somebody was tweeting out, I think it was Dago. He's saying I don't get my jersey till March or till early end of March or something. And I think it's because they're putting Motorola on the front and all that.
Putting Motorola on. I don't have an issue with sponsors. as long as they're cool sponsors. I mean, Motorola's pretty decent.
Oh, I love that Quaker kit. I love that Quaker
Quaker.
kit.
I used to love Quaker as a sponsor.
That
They used
was
to
awesome.
they used to give away free stuff at the end of the match.
Yeah.
I remember they used to give like gallons of milk, and cereal and all that stuff.
Best Buy, that was a good one too.
Best Buy was decent, yeah.
These are some good. They had some good kit sponsors back in the day. I like those. Look at Atomic Blanco, guys. Blanco in that Best Buy kit, number 10. God, Atomic Blanco is like that special player you don't see much of anymore. That style of player.
So FC Neil said that current kits are cool, but need a red or light blue third kit.
I'm on board with that, yeah.
The red kits are coming back in 2024. We're going back to the red, which is great. Anything you buy now is probably going to be, part of a collection because they might not come back with these colors anymore.
Windy City's saying that he did see that they released Motorola as a kit, but he's saying that a sponsorless version of jersey is available for purchase right now. And I want that one because I have FOMO if I wait too long. So a sponsorless version of the jersey, it's kind of cool.
I mean, if he's referring to the stuff that's on MLS on an MLS store, I have a feeling they're gonna send those out with sponsors on them.
Yeah, I do. Unless he's getting knockoffs, what you're saying?
Yeah, unless he got something that unless he has a connection in Adidas or something like that. But I have a feeling that, I mean, if you're a sponsor, you'd be pretty pissed off that your name is not on the shirt that's on sale, even though you probably dumped the millions of dollars into sponsorship. Mm-hmm. So I got a feeling they're gonna put sponsors on it.
So they're saying it will go away when they no longer support the format. Seen it many times. Digital is not forever. I'm not sure what he's talking about right now. It will go away and then they no longer support the format. Well, I'm not sure what Slade is. Maybe you could add some clarifications. Slade, sorry, I'm not picking up. I might have missed something. SC Neo is saying that Blue Quaker was my favorite. The old MLS patch on the side just looks so unique.
Yeah, the MLS patch on the side, and you had the American flag on the other side. Now it's just an MLS patch, but yeah, you're right. It was a interesting feature.
Windy City saying, after an over 17-year hunt, I finally got the Puma flag jersey from 04 in December. 98 home jersey is the next holy grail for Windy City football experience. So Windy
City. I just gotta ask, because I seen this baby blue Puma jersey sometimes on eBay. And I see it every now and then. I saw it once. Someone was selling it for $400. There was a bid for going up for $200 and up. I mean, if you spent that amount of cash, all power to you. But I'm almost kind of curious, and you don't have to answer this, how much you drop for that jersey.
Where am I looking at it? Does it look like? So what is this baby blue Puma jersey? I'm trying to find something that looks like it. Is it? And it's a Chicago Fire jersey.
It's a Chicago Fire jersey. I think it only existed for one season.
I think this is it, guys. This rare Puma jersey. Yeah, this looks interesting. If this is it.
That's it right there with the with the 4 stars across.
Wow. Yeah, this would be a cool one. This if they had something like this is not exactly like this. Like, you need an updated, modernized edition of this, but I like the concept here. Which is the Chicago flag.
Yeah, look. You look at that jersey and it's like, man, that just screams Chicago.
It does. It really does. And and not in the way that the Chicago Red Stars jersey does. Well, the Chicago Red Stars, they have a very feminine jersey that looks beautiful and gorgeous, but I can't see that on a Chicago Fire man player, where you need something more masculine for men's soccer. So this is that route I'm seeing, and I like that. I like both those kits, and it would go well, this concept, with the Red Stars. 78. Got some updates here, everybody. 73rd minute, Romagna hits the crossbar with a header off a Diego free kick. That's something we need to see more of. Was well placed at the post. 74th minute, Gabrielson in replaces Romagna at left center back. Cecilio with a curler from the top of the box. He's playing on the right wing. 77th, Ruben has his first victim. He bodies a Chicago player who takes a few moments to get up. Does not clarify who the Chicago player was. 78th minute, that's a new one. Cecilio was upset he got a foul called against him and pulled out the corner flag in frustration. That's a weapon, guys. You can't do that.
That is a weapon, and that's a great way to get a red card,
That's
too.
a red card. That should be an immediate red card. Like, no, I've ref before. That's a red card, guys. Slow Day saying black third kit was amazing. Black third kit's my number one. That all black, blue flag sleeve. Oh, it's just perfect for me. It just screams Chicago, all about it. FC Neo saying, that's why I bought that crappy crest scarf, just to have it for the history. Yeah, sometimes that's what you need. Guys, speaking of history, get the very first Chicago Fire NFT. You want history? You want to be a part of Fire history? Be the one who kicked it off, who started it all. The very first Chicago Fire NFT, it's there. It's there to be had, and it ain't gonna last much longer. Somebody's going for it. I've already heard from 5 to 10 different people that they're looking at it and they want it. I've heard a $5 million a $5 million estimation. I'm being facetious here, but somebody told me, like, holy cow, this could be worth. They're joking with me, but some of the stuff that we got in the future, they were so excited about. Like, oh my god, they're like, I would buy that for $5 million. You don't have $5 million. No. Don't do that. That's not what this is about. This is about being a fan. This is about supporting a good cause. And this is about supporting the Chicago Fire, us here at Spitting Fire. Guys, this is how we get going. This is how we go to the next step in the YouTube. And it's through your guys' support. This is the goal, guys. We want Chicago Fire and Spitting Fire to become the haven for us fans, for the community, for us to go banter, talk on the radio, because we're not on the radio. That's how we get DPG on here. That's how we get other people on here, so you guys could go toss a comment on the Fire. That's what we want. And if you guys support that, we greatly appreciate it. We really do. It really means a lot to us. Everybody hanging out here. Zode saying, I wrote that go away when you said NFTs are forever. Oh, that's what I was thinking. People thought the same thing about GeoCities. But the way NFTs work, it is forever. I mean, you're going to, unless you somehow lose your computer or something or lose access, but the way you're going to be able to store it, the way you're going to be able to store it is forever. And not to mention, you're going to be able to have it displayed on your NFT. Guys, you're talking like this craze is already over. Guys, this craze hasn't even begun. This is just the beginning of NFT. I'm telling you, I've heard so much about NFT in the last 5 days. It has been nuts. NFTs are going like this. Whoop! Right through the roof. Because right now, think about the last 3 months of NFTs. It's like, yeah, NFTs, what is this? And all of a sudden, in the last 5 days, guys, it's gone. NFTs have just, the talk, look up the Google results, guys. On NFT, it's the next trend. It's NFT. Get your POG now. Get your ALF POG now. Be the first. Man, we need to see the stream. Seems like the most entertaining game of the preseason. Yeah, it was. We got goal. We got a goal. And we got bodies being stacked. 84th minute, still 1-0 to Chicago. Looking like Wolf will play this group to the end. Interesting, DPG. Looks like they're trying to get fitness for all the players on the field.
That's good. We need guys to get more playing time. Remember, MLS season kicks off officially next week. 7
sleeps, DPG. 7. That's a week.
Next 7. At this time next week, I'm probably gonna be prepping. I might not go to the watch parties out in Chicago, but I'm probably gonna be ordering myself pizza, getting chips, getting soda. I'm gonna turn it into a soccer Saturday event.
Oh, you better believe, guys, we'll be live here, Spitting Fire. So if you guys want to come watch and chat while we watch the game and interact and have somebody to banter with, come on over. We'll be here.
Windy City Football just responded to my questions. They know I bought it from a guy in a Fire Facebook fan page. Got it for $300 shipped.
Whoa!
But 17. I told you. I'm telling you, those jerseys go. The cheapest I ever seen one was go for $100, and this was maybe like 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Wow.
Now the price has tripled and doubled,
FC Neo saying I put the sham out again. Shame. Hire me, Chicago Fire. I'll be your ShamWow guy. Damn, man. That is $300, though. I think if you want it bad enough, yeah, you'll do it, right?
For $300, honestly, I would probably invest that in, I'd probably, if you told me buy a jersey for $300, I would buy an autographed jersey for $300.
Yeah, I think that's a good point there because also, I mean, hey guys, this is thread, this is fabric. These things they'll fade over time. They're gonna wear over time. As much as you try to protect it, you'll be able to protect it inside of a frame and stuff. But still, by the way, I'll say this: NFT, the sheen lasts forever. On an NFT, always going to be looking brand spanking new, like the exact day you bought it. By the way,
basically 1,000 years from now, your NFT is still going to be up and running.
Oh my God, that's going to be crazy! Holy shit! And the way that NFTs work is they're transferable, they're sellable. So every time you sell, you could sell it to somebody. You get a little bit. If you could sell it for more money, this is crazy. Just to think about like. Your legacy, all of a sudden you have some sort of little thing that's a legacy. You're gone from the earth, but bam, 1,000 years later, that's spitting fire NFT. Nah, I can't. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but that would be crazy to think about.
In 100 years, your great grandkids are gonna be like, oh look, I
got Grandpappy's NFT.
Yeah. So,
oh my God, yeah.
There you go.
87th minute, looks good. Look for Zahn, close range, but Slonina showing off those $1 million hands to hold it. Wow. Let's go, Gabriel.
Windy City, I hope you don't wear that jersey, and I hope you frame it, or at least get some sort of autograph on it. Because if you wear that jersey, and let's say you're in a hot day and in Soldier Field, you want some ice cream nachos, you get ice cream nachos on it, man.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know what to.
You don't. Yeah, you do not want to do that.
You hold on to that jersey and you frame it, you put it away. I would even say don't even hang it because anything can happen in a closet. You put that in a frame somewhere.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right. And depending on the number on the back, you could, like you said, maybe you try and get it signed at one of these specialty events because that would be a nice little thing. Maybe try and get your favorite player to sign it too. I mean, if you've already gone through the 17-year process of finding this kid, now you go through the next 5-year process of finding your favorite Fire player to sign it.
So, fun fact, I actually reached out to my season ticket holder rep to see if there was going to be any autograph opportunities this year.
Here we go.
They still don't know. They're still planning it. It all depends on COVID.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. Yep.
Like, I know a couple of years ago, they used to have like this really cool autograph session where they had a meet the team event.
So cool.
At the pitch, at the Fire pitch. Mm-hmm. They had the guys all sitting on tables, and you went table for table getting autographs. That was actually really cool. You got to talk to these guys for a little bit, get an autograph, move on. Like I said, I'm a sucker for memorabilia. Especially if it's for the Fire. I mean, my basement, my basement has soccer, Fire memorabilia across the wall. So there you go.
Full time, by the way, 1-0. Chicago beats Austin.
So for those of you guys that were saying that Chicago can't score, well, hey, they scored one today.
All right, so we got 4 preseason games that we know of in the books with 1 goal against and 1 goal for. Perfectly even, as all things should be. Guys, thanks for hanging out with us while we stream Chicago Fire. And as always, kick that like button. Burn down the YouTube algorithms. Help us push Chicago Fire and fan the flames and take over YouTube. Subscribe for more Spitting Fire, where we talk Chicago Fire. We'll see you guys next Saturday as well for the opening game against Inter Miami here. We'll be live about 15 minutes before the game at least. We'll start the stream. We'll get chat going. Toss a comment in the Fire. DPG, if you want to come hang out, you're more than welcome to. As always, we'll get everybody in. It's going to be fun. I can't show the game, but we're going to be able to talk about it. We'll be able to discuss. We'll be able to banter with chat and have a lot of fun, guys. It's always fun talking with you guys. I can't believe that we've had like 7 or 8 people in here for the last hour, guys, just talking Fire. This is just amazing, and just like the start of it, it's growing over time, guys. Let's fucking go.
I'll probably be here for the post match reaction.
All right.
So, because I gotta be focused on this game.
Oh my God, it's gonna be awesome. You're right.
So, there you go. So, I'll sign on after the game, but yeah, I'm gonna give my post-match reactions, my reviews, what I think of the team.
Let's see what the latest is from Tyrus. Looking at wingers from South America, one in particular, per Tyrus. Tyrus also saying he's been very critical of Heights over the last year, but credit to not settling on DP signings. Could have easily gone on the cheaper and easier route after failing on all of the initial primary and secondary targets. However, landing Shaqiri and Torres would be a first choice for a large majority of MLS teams. I agree with that. Any MLS team would be so excited to land Shaqiri and Torres. Any MLS team. And we got them. Sorry.
No, I was going to say, and keep in mind, there's never any guarantees with DPs. Right now everybody's hyping the guy in Toronto, but you never know. The guy might come here and crash and burn. You never know.
Per Tyrus, that he thinks that the plan with Gaston Jimenez is that Heights does not want to give up on him yet, and just thinks that a new environment and coach could help bring him along. And as we've heard, Jimenez is focused in camp in like no other years past. Basically, he's looking, and he scored the goal today.
Yeah, so there you go. It might not be Rory that might come on board. It might be someone else.
Tyrus reporting saying, I'm expecting one more signing that will get the fans excited. It'll be a U22, but nothing is done yet. Who do you guys think it is? Anybody? Any ideas, for who it could be? A U22? I mean, there's no hints there.
Yeah, there's no hints. I need to know, what continent,
Yes. Well, he said South America, so maybe South America. All right. South American.
And those are actually great breeding grounds for players, man. Because if you could play in South America, you could play anywhere.
He did give a hint. He did give a hint. It is South America, and it's a winger. So
if you're playing in the Argentina league, in the Primera División, all power to you, because you probably know how to take a hit. The Colombian league, same thing. The Chilean league, same thing.
Windy City saying, someone buy that NFT or I will. Don't get FOMO, Windy City. Someone's got to be the first. There can only be one footballer to be the first initial supporter for Spitting Fire. Oh man, you guys will go down as legends in our book. And not to mention, kick off the next set of plans for helping the Fire for Food campaign demolish its own goal before the season even begins. Let's fucking go, guys. Let's get it in. Paul Tenorio, I was going to tune into him. Chicago Fire making the signing of Atlas midfielder. You're calling him a midfielder rather than like a winger. I've seen him as a right winger. I've seen him as an attacking midfielder. But he's going to be a young DP, 6 million feet per source, and he's going to be there till May 1st. Have you heard about what his position is? I got Jiggly suggesting that he could be our left winger here, and so was Brian Sandolau. Both of them saying that he could be our left winger with Prishabilko up top, Shaqiri in the 10 role, Duran acting as a right winger, Gaston acting as the more forward of the midfield pair, and Fed Navarro acting as the destroyer of the pair. Navarro, Chicos, Turan, Sekulic as defense, and Slovenia saying that that's our probable starters. I like that.
All right.
I think that there's a lot of. This makes a lot of sense here, Jiggly. And also, he's going with the 4-2-3-1, which it seems that's what we've seen and have been hearing that Ezra's going to play.
Yeah, that sounds about right. That's actually the formation I had in my mind.
Duran coming in from that right wing, Torres coming in from that left wing, Shaqiri in the middle, creating some havoc, also taking some long shots from beyond the 18. He's going to keep that goalkeeper, whoever they're playing, on their toes. Gaston cracking the occasional long shot. But you want to know what the concern here is with this particular starting lineup? Not really a concern, but just a note. Pineda. There's no place for Pineda to start here.
I think he's going to have to fight for that midfield spot between Gaston and Federico.
Mm-hmm.
Or he might even have to fight for a center back. Not even a center back, because Ezra even said we see him as a midfielder. So he's going to have to fight. one of those two guys for playing time.
I'm starting to see. I kind of feel like he's getting pushed out of the defense, and they want to get him into the midfield. Is what it sounds like.
He honestly, whenever they played him as a midfielder, he did pretty good. To the point that I was like, wow, this guy should be a midfielder. But then, when you have Gaston on there, when you have Federico Navarro on there, that's competition there.
What I like about having him in it, what I like about having Pineda out there as a midfielder, dude's tall. Having a tall defensive midfielder that is agile, that is agile, that can move and can shut things down. That's awesome. That's extra. I mean, there's the short DMs that out there that work. You got your Contes, you got your Dax McCartys, but there's also the tall ones that work too. Your Matiches. It's just this is going to be. I like what he brings to the table, but they're missing in some places, which is height. This is a taller Fire team though than the years past as well. I mean, if we're looking at that back line especially, Chicos is 6'2". Finally, we've been running out with Calvo, who's 5'11", and sometimes Kapelhoff, who's 5'11". We've had like a sub 6 foot back line out there so many times, which I just don't think is a recipe for success at top flight football.
And you got Tehran. Tehran's a pretty tall guy himself, I think.
Absolutely. I think he's 6'2" or 6'3".
But as far as your fullbacks, Navarro and Sekulic. I mean, Sekulic is tall, a little tall himself. Navarro's a little bit on the shorter side, but man,
you could get away with that
fullbacks
at the fullbacks, though. You could get away with that at the fullbacks.
Yeah, because you want that fullback to be small and just get through that side.
Mm-hmm. It might be more offensive football. But it depends what the style of teams play. But a lot of these teams are going for more offensive fullbacks than a player like who plays for Man United. They're the right back. What's his face? Who's more defensive orientated? Man United right back. Oh man, what the hell is his name? Where is he? Wan-Bissaka. He's more defensive.
Yeah, Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Yep.
And that's somewhere I get a lot of my comparisons. So I'm excited, and not to mention you have Burks, who's going to be able to push. They had some other young kid that Jiggly was talking about that's been pushing for a spot too. That they're like, wow, he might even push for one of these wingback positions where we think we have established players like Sekulic and Navarro.
Who's that young kid they were talking about?
Oh, maybe I have it on this list. Maybe I have it right here. Oh, it's Ostrom. He's talking about Ostrom. Yeah, that's who he's talking about. Oh, yeah.
Ostrom, yeah, I mean, I'm just hoping it's not another another Collier situation where we want the guy to succeed, but, the talent's just not there.
Yeah. It looks like Jiggly has Chicos earmarked for the captaincy. I could see either Chicos has been here longer than Shaqiri, so he might have a. It sounded like Chicos and Bornstein also were linked at the hip.
Yeah.
You have Bornstein as like your vice captain.
Because I think they also brought in Chicos because they want a leader on that back line. Mm-hmm. Even during his interview, he said, I know I'm going to be working with young guys. There'll be times I'll tell them, hey, let's move up or let's move back. And you need that kind of leadership in the back line, especially when you have guys that are on the younger side. And you got a young goalkeeper behind you. You kind of need like a level-headed guy to maintain order on that back line. And that's always been the issue for the Fire, is that sometimes there will be so disorganized, teams just pick us apart.
Dago saying he really hates that Jairo Torres doesn't join until May 1st, but I assume the Fire couldn't have it any other way. It was Alice's way or the highway. Now more than ever, they need to sign Daniel Royer or the U22 initiative kid for some depth on offense early season. We need a strong side. I mean, we can't sleep on Ivanov. He's still here. We got to give that kid a shot. We got to give Duran a shot. We got to give 04 a shot. So, I mean, start to bury these kids is going to might be problematic for their mentality, but at the same time, you got to bring in enough. And this U22 winger from South America, if he has more to bring to the table than Ivanov, sorry, Ivanov.
The thing is, if Ivanov could stay, if Ivanov could have like a breakout season this year, even better. But we've had him for 2 seasons. That he's been kind of hit or miss on sometimes, and he hasn't had a lot of minutes because of injury. So, I mean, I think there was even someone mentioned that they might use him for the Fire 2 team.
Oh wow!
Which
that'll give him time.
So that will actually get his confidence back. He'll get playing time, you know.
This
And
Fire 2 team's exciting. That's good.
You know, and when they see that he's ready, they'll bring him up to the first team. You know, he might need that. Some guys need that, and you know, you see this all the time in Premier League teams. You know, they feel, hey, a guy's losing confidence or he's getting back. You know, he needs to get back to match fitness. Boom, send him to the reserve teams. Have him play a couple of reserve games. Once he's ready, bring him up.
Ruben Tish saying, so Torres is coming to May means that the Fire are going to need to tread water until at least then. It's doable. Standing Oban Willie saying that more like Stanislav Ivanov, you're on the clock. Which is, yep, we absolutely we agree.
Yep.
You're absolutely.
Well, yeah. So maybe going to Fire 2 might, you know, might have to wait a little bit. You know, who knows? He might hit it. He might hit the stride as soon as he hits that field. You never know.
And that would be great for us because then we have another bench asset because, you know, he won't be a starter over Jairo. But if he's proved himself at that point, he'll definitely show that he deserves to play a place in MLS and get on that match day 18. Kevin Thomas saying the late arrival is not ideal due to the fact that the team needs to get off to a decent start to kind of exercise some of the past evens. But if this was the only way to get the deal done, we'll deal with it. Very exciting signing and another signing of intent from ownership. I agree with that. Intent from ownership. Even though they don't get the timing that they exactly want, the intent behind this signing says a lot for Chicago soccer.
And me personally, I'm not worried. You can have teams. There's been teams that have started the season losing 5 games in a row. Not saying that's going to happen for the Fire, but then again, at the end of the season, these guys are winning the MLS Cup, or these guys are MLS Cup contenders towards the end. So, I wouldn't, personally as a Fire fan, I wouldn't hit the panic button. We just got, again, if this was the best option, then hey, this was the best option, and just having Jairo Torres in May, should be enough to kind of get everybody excited.
DBG, you brought up a thought with me. So my question is this: at what point are we going to hit the panic button on this team? At what point or what signs do we hit the panic button? If we reach May and they're not scoring goals and they haven't stacked enough wins to be in the mid-table, or are we expecting struggle? I'm expecting early season struggles here for the first 7 to 8 games. I expect kind of a very up and down record. A few losses, a few ties, a few wins. And then after that 10-game stretch, 12-game stretch, that's when I expect things to pick up. Right after game 12-ish or so, game 10, and then boom, the rest of the season, they got some sense to where they got to go after the first 10 pancakes.
So my panic button will probably be if we are second to dead last in, I'd say maybe late June, first week of July.
Oh, so even after Jairo here. Okay.
Yeah, because now, before, anything that happens, starting next week up to the end of, up until the first week of May, we could easily say, oh, we don't have all our pieces yet, aka Jairo Torres. But from May 1st all the way to like the end of June or the first week of July, we can't say that anymore. So if we're struggling at the first week of July, then we should probably start panicking a little bit.
And then at what point are you? Yeah, at what point? What changes could you make at that point? Because you're not changing out Ezra. You're not. You'll probably have to make some personnel changes at that point in time. Yeah. So heads up for that.
So I'd probably take a long, hard look at the European transfer window and see what's available, what's out there. Who wants to go?
If the money's still in the transfer kitty, hell yeah.
And if I can make moves of our own, like let's say, a good one is Gaston not performing up to par with his contract. You might consider selling him. I might bring someone else that could step up.
Well, that paves the way should he kind of fail or fall off, which doesn't sound like that's going to be the case. But should one of them fall off, you got Pineda ready to ascend.
Yeah, in the midfield. Yep.
And then maybe that pushes Fed up, but Fed's more of a natural destroyer, so it'll create question mark. What are we going to expect out of Pineda? What type of midfielder will he be?
And Pineda, like I said, he's a good player overall. A player that any NMLS team will have on the roster. But the thing is that, you know, at the same time, he could step up if one of these guys are messing up. And we're hoping that none of these guys mess up. We're hoping that all these guys, they're working and they're playing 100% and they're mentally focused on winning. But if Gaston has a little slip up, or then Pineda could just fill in the gap easily.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, and boom, all of a sudden, if you got Pineda on your bench, that's I don't know if things are going well if Pineda's on your bench, but I wonder. There's so many questions. There's people that just look like they're clearly going to start, and there's people that need to start. There's going to be competition on this team like there hasn't been in the past.
Exactly.
They have actual fits for every position. No more are the years of Drew Connor at right back, moving him from wherever, moving him Campos over to play right back.
No more Daniel Johnson, coming off the bench. Now you actually have some quality. Not saying that Daniel Johnson wasn't quality, but you compare him to a guy like Fabian Herbers or Pineda. Then you ask yourself, who would you rather have?
The build. Hey, poor Johnson. He just had such a slight build. If he had a little bit bigger build, it would have helped him.
Hey James, quick.
Yep.
To cut you off, Windy City Football Experience just said, someone buy that NFTP or I will.
Do it.
This man is becoming Joe Mansueto Jr. He bought the jersey and now he's going to buy the NFT.
Hey, if you want to be like Joe Mansueto, I'll tell you a little story about Joe Mansueto. How he started. He started by going to Indiana, buying a whole bunch of wholesale Christmas trees, bringing them back on a truck to Chicago, and selling them to families. You want to be like Joe Mansueto? Go buy your first Christmas tree, the Chicago Fire NFT, right here, made by Spitting Fire, and then flip it. There you go. Yeah. I've given you the template.
10 years from now, after the Fire win maybe 2 MLS Cups and maybe 1 or 2, CONCACAF Champions League Cup, that NFT is that price is gonna be through the roof.
This NFT is gonna be worth something by the end of the season because there's gonna be somebody out there because there's gonna be 1,000 to 8,000 to maybe 15,000 new Fire fans generated here in the next season. I think because they're gonna win. They're not gonna win great, but they're gonna win, and baseball is on the back burner. If that continues, if baseball continues to be on the back burner, guess what? A lot of these baseball fans are gonna be like, where do I put my eyes? Where do I put my eyes? There's no football. There's no basketball's over by July, August. There's no there's no NHL. It's off season. So where the hell am I gonna put my on Shaqiri at the lakefront winning for Chicago? That's where they're gonna put their eyes. So let's get it now, guys.
And we all have seen, if you were following this team back in 2017,
you'll see.
You will see what a full stadium looks like. I was there when Bridgeview was sold out.
You'll see what happens when the interest re-enters and reinvigorates the Chicago Fire fan base. I mean, a lot of old fans will return, and new fans will show up as well.
And this front office has made it clear that they want to reconnect to the roots. They want to reconnect with some of these, legendary Fire players. They want to reconnect with some of these older fans. They've made it clear that they want to do that. And I think the Fire itself is going in the right direction.
Absolutely agree, DPG.
We're making moves. We're putting the league on notice. We're making the fan experience even better. I think, was it earlier this week, there was on Twitter, Mayor Lori Lightfoot was commentating on how the Soldier Field experience needs to improve.
Absolutely, and that's going to be based around the Chicago Fire because the Bears aren't going to be there. I see no possibility of the Bears staying in Chicago. They're moving to Arlington. They're out. They're gone. It's going to be the Chicago Fire Stadium, and they're going to have to make do with that and own it. And if they want to do that, they're going to have to get in tandem with the city and make that place a destination to enjoy soccer. To make it feel like, hey, we don't have Messi, but we got Lake Michigan Messi, and it's fucking fun to watch.
And for everybody that was complaining about an absent team owner, this is the opposite. You have Joe Mansueto. This man was walking through Soldier Field when the Fire was playing. He made Nelson Rodriguez sit on a stadium seat to watch the Fire play. So this man is serious about this team. He's not here to get everybody's money or flip the team. The team's already been flipped as much as it can. He's here to win. He wants to make moves. He's He's digging into his wallet. He's buying players.
It's taken a few years for him to do it, but the great thing with his wallet, so this is the year he's whipping his wallet out on mostly on the team. The years past for Jose Mansueto, his wallet has been spent on replacing the faulty interior parts within the system and the infrastructure of Chicago Fire soccer. That's where a lot of his money's been devoted, and we're actually starting to see a lot of those fruits of those benefits right now, because now he doesn't have to focus that money over there. Now he can refocus that money that he would allocate that to the front end side of the business. The back end of the business right now, they's finally got the right people in charge in a lot of the right places. So that's exciting.
He cleared out the front office. He got rid of anybody that needed to get rid of, and now he put people in place that actually can do the job. And more power to him. More power to him, because that was one thing a lot of these fans wanted was, hey, you still have a lot of people that are working under you that were from the part of the old regime. What's going on? And bam. You have a new team president. You made movements, and and the sporting side of things. You want to. They're dedicating time for the Fire 2 team. So these are things that we didn't see with the old regime.
Guys, I'm so confident of a Chicago Fire win. I just put $5 to win 26 on Miami CF versus Chicago. Miami. Going similar struggles right now. If you take a look, Miami's lost to Montreal 2-1, lost to Louisville City 0-1, and tied Orlando City 0-0 a couple days ago. I'm not sure they're gonna have things going in time for the Chicago. And the Chicago, I think, might have enough to get that first season win and really set the tone for the season. So a little tip there. Might want to jump on the Chicago Fire for positive money right now, because they are good. They're good to win money right now. The prediction is for Miami CF. A draw actually might even be a very lucrative way to kind of save face there too, if you want to kind of hedge your bet.
So one thing that I'm going to bring up was on Twitter from Tom Bogart. Truly a new era for the Chicago Fire. Over the last 2 transfer windows, they've spent $7.5 million on Xherdan Shaqiri, $6 million on Jairo Torres, $5 million on Federico Navarro, 1.9 that could go up to 2.5 on John Duran, and the 1.15 million on Kasper Shabilko. So that's a lot of cash.
Spending it. It's clear. I mean, literally, my co-host, Jeffrey, he's like, oh, shoot, the Fire want to win this. The Fire want to do something now. Picking up Shaqiri, picking up Torres. Navarro was okay, this is awesome. I'll make a little relation here, guys, to the Bulls. The Bulls, how they went along building their team, it's reminding me a little bit of the Chicago Fire at the moment. I'll explain why. The Bulls went and picked up AK. AK went and brought in Vucevic. That was one of his first pieces that he was trying to build his team around. And when I see Vucevic, I'm seeing Federico Navarro. Like, you bring in one of the first guys you want to build this team around, and you can't upset too much. But then comes next season, and you get your DeMar DeRozan, your Xherdan Shaqiri. You get your Lonzo Ball, you get your Jairo Torres. Are you kidding me? You get your Alex Caruso, and your John Duran. Oh my God, guys, keep it coming.
And the crazy thing is that it's like, it almost like when Federico Navarro kicked it off. Like,
that's what I'm saying. I see him as the Vucevic. Vucevic kind of kicked it off, although they already have Zach LaVine here. So you already have Gaga Slonina here, right?
Yeah, yeah. That's your Zach LaVine, yeah.
That's your Zach LaVine. And then you bring in, oh man, I'm loving this.
So this is really a true era for the Fire. This is, this might be the season that's going to cement, it's going to bring back that feeling from the early 2000s where you had really strong Fire teams. And, those guys were always up in the top 5, top 3 teams of the MLS.
DPG, this is what the team needed to do the very first season they came into Soldier Field. It's a few seasons too late, but it won't be too late. It's just a little behind schedule.
A little behind schedule, but that's fine.
That's fine.
Because what if if the next 3 or 4 seasons we win the MLS Cup, that whole delay is not even gonna matter.
One thing I've
You know,
seen where the Fire are at, I've right now today, for the first time in maybe 10 to 12 years, I finally see themselves out of the hole that Andrew Hauptman dug for them. Literally today, I'm seeing them finally, they're putting the final clod of dirt on the top of that hole, and they can finally now start building on that foundation because it's now finally filled in and steady and set.
yep, because you have ownership that wants to win.
And also the years behind it, though, the years behind it to get to that point where to dig out that rot.
Yep. There's a huge difference when you have an owner that wants to flip to make a profit and when you have an owner that wants to win.
Or, yeah, you're right, a owner who wants for tax purposes or an owner who wants to win and have winning Chicago soccer being played.
Right now, you go around the city of Chicago, maybe you might get people that don't even know that the Fire exists. But you get this team to win.
Or you say Shaqiri at them. You say Shaqiri, and they're like, what, Shaqiri? What do you mean Shaqiri? I know Shaqiri.
You get some of these Premier League fanboys, you start winning. You might even convince some of these Premier League fanboys to, hey, go support the Fire.
I was talking with somebody the other day who's a soccer fan, and I just, they kind of forgot about the Chicago, but I literally just said Shaqiri, and they're like, their ears perked up, and they went Shaqiri. I'm like, yeah, the Chicago Fire just signed, and they're like, what? That was the first they heard of it. I'm like, well, time to tune back into Chicago Fire soccer.
Yeah. And you walk in Sunday morning, you go into the Atlantic on Lincoln, you could that pub is packed with Spurs fans.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the Globe pub, depending who's playing, you might have a full pub full of Man City fans. That's your potential fan base that could grow.
Oh my God, reach to them. They're ready. They need a winner to root for.
Yeah, you get the Fire winning. Those guys are gonna show up at the stadium, and then a season later, they might even be buying Fire jerseys. You get their attention. And the thing is that this league is changing. You got players from Liga MX, making the jump to MLS versus the other way around.
They want to come to MLS now. Before it was like, I'll go to MLS. Now it's like, I want to go to MLS.
I want to go to MLS.
And pretty soon, the TV deal, I think, is finally going to be in a better position. It's coming.
And I think, if this keeps happening, the MLS is going to be, Liga MX won't be winning CONCACAF Champions League anymore.
Finally,
it's gonna be between MLS teams.
But that's awesome. I like the competition we have with Liga MX. Liga MX is fun to watch, guys.
It is.
It is. It's different than MLS than some of these MLS games. It's different than watching, say FC Cincinnati take. Well, I mean, here's the thing: the Mexican League also has its teams that aren't as fun to watch as well. So.
Hey James, but I gotta roll out, man.
DBG,
nice talking to you.
Thanks for hanging out, man. It's always a blast talking to you.
All right, man. You take it easy.
All right, brother. I'll see you next week.
See ya.
All right, chat. I think I'm about to shut it down too, guys. Thanks so much for chatting and hanging out. I can't believe how many people we come in here and talk soccer for literally 2 hours and hang out. What a fucking fan base we got. What an awesome travel team we got. You guys travel. You guys show up. Thanks for the support. Kick that like button if you haven't. Fan the flames of Chicago Fire. Subscribe to Spitting Fire. Hit that bell icon to get notified when we go live so you can take part in the live chat. Hop on the Discord. Throw a comment on the Fire. Hang out here. This is what we want to do for Chicago Fire community. We greatly appreciate you guys hanging out and love our travel team. Greatly appreciate your guys' support as we make our way towards 700 subscribers. Holy shenane. That is amazing. I can't believe what you guys have taken this channel. I can't believe where you guys have taken this channel. And the next steps are coming, and we greatly appreciate all the help you guys come with. And one of those next steps is Chicago Fire merch and helping smash that Chicago for Fire for Food campaign. $10 donated, and you get your first NFT, and you support the Chicago Fire by getting our first and only piece of merch in existence. However, it won't be the only for much longer. There will be, if somebody comes in along and purchases this, it will lead to stage 2 of the process in which we can all win. The Chicago Fire community will win with this NFT. You get a little purchase, you get a little NFT. You get to support the Fire for Food campaign and fan those flames. And then also you get to help support a little channel like us over here at Spitting Fire. We greatly appreciate it as we make our way towards 700 subscribers, guys. It's an incredible journey here, hanging out and talking fire with you guys. Love every step of the way. We'll catch you guys on the next Fire show. Probably during the week. We always do a couple live streams, throw out a couple videos, so take a look for that, hit that bell icon. But we will absolutely be here for 5 p.m. Saturday, February 26th, when the Chicago Fire take on Inter Miami in Miami. So stay tuned for Spitting Fire. Spread the word. Greatly appreciate if you tell others about the channel. It helps spread us, helps increase our subscribers, and helps greatly increase the spread of Chicago Fire throughout the city of Chicago and the nation. Thank you, guys. We will catch you guys on the next one. Keep it up, Fire fans. Fire it up. Let's go. Fire in the chat. I'll see you guys later. Have a great one. It's always a blast. Quote of the day. Keep it up. Fire it up, footballers. Let's go. Go! So excited for the season, guys. Let us know how excited you guys are in the comments below. Spread the fire, fan the flames. We'll see you guys next time. Let's go! Inter Miami, Shaqiri, he's here. Number 10. I'm so excited. I cannot wait. Let's go!